Hello, welcome to Monday, November 9th, daily instructional video. Today you're going to, of course, complete your warm-up. I'm going to talk about that. It's a little different. We're going to be starting Unit 3, which has to do with journey, and we're going to go over the aspects of that unit. We'll also begin our mentor text where you'll read and annotate that, and then we have an icebreaker activity to complete. So your warm-up's a little different this week. I'm going to go to Google Classroom so you can see. Here's your warm-up. Here's where you have your Google form. You're going to have an editing passage to do this week, so make sure you are clicking on that and reading it, and we're going to be doing the questions. This is just a passage for you, but each day we'll take one question and look at that and do some editing with this passage. So going back to our warm-up, you're to read The Band, the Bag, and answer the following questions. And then you're going to explain why you chose that answer and explain why the other answer choices are wrong. So you'll be doing that in your Google form. All right, so we're going to look at what change should be made to sentence 2. And we have these answer choices. If I go to my next slide, we're just looking at sentence 2. As the clerk placed her purchase in a plastic bag, I couldn't hardly help wondering how long it would take for that bag to end up in the trash. All right, so what changed? Should we change place to places? Let's look. As the clerk places her purchase in a plastic bag, I couldn't hardly help wondering how long it would take for that bag to end up in the trash. Okay, so places, as you can see, is actually in present tense. But if we look at our verbs, watched, couldn't, and notice, need. Okay, so if you look at these sentences, they're all written in past tense verbs. So we need a past tense verb. So really, place is correct, so we don't want to change it. So we'll leave that alone. Let's look at G. Change the comma to a period. So if we take that comma there and put it in, make it a period. Let's see. As the clerk placed her purchase on in the plastic bag, just right there, we know this as is what we call that a WUBIS, a subordinating conjunction. So this is actually a dependent clause, and dependent clauses cannot stand on their own. But when they come at the beginning of a sentence, we know we need a comma. So we need to take that period out, put it back how it was, and leave it out of the comma. Delete the word hardly. I couldn't help wondering how long it would take the bag to end up in the trash. So that sounds pretty good. And then let's look at J. No change should be made. Well, that was a little awkward. Couldn't hardly help. So definitely let's take out the hardly and delete that. And no changes should be made. It does need that change. And then we're good. So Unit 3, the theme for our unit is Journeys of Transformation. Our essential question is, how do we learn who we truly are? Our writing style is a personal narrative, and our mentor text is Gone and Back Again, a Traveler's Advice. And here's some of our academic vocabulary words: voluntary, elucidate, expedite, subsequent, and procedure. All right. And our personal narrative is to describe a story in your life, detailing the account with dialogue, the main event setting, description of people, and other personal observations. So that's the purpose of a personal narrative. Some examples you may see of this would be autobiographies, memoirs, and personal narrative essays. All right, so in Google Classroom, you need to go to, we've done this in our other units, academic vocabulary, and complete that activity. Let's go ahead. I think it's this one. Yes. So you're going to predict the meaning of the words. As you can see, you can click and start typing, and then you're going to do 2 related words. So you're given the word in the mentor text already. So you need to, based on those mentor texts, you'll predict the meaning and come up with some related words to that root word. And that was found in Google Classroom. If you go to classwork. And so this was the warm up, and then that would be the next assignment. You click on this link and it would take you to this page so you can complete this activity. Okay, next, annotation. So this is face-to-face. Let's go to remote. Make sure you are going to where it says remote learners. So for our mentor text, you're going gone and back again, a traveler's advice. Circle words you don't know and define them in the annotation box. Always define an annotation box. Underline pink important ideas and explain the importance in the margin or in the annotation box. And next to each paragraph or chunked paragraphs, you're going to write a 1, 2, 3 topic sentence or topic, not topic sentence, topic or main idea of the paragraphs, just a few words. And then put question mark in the annotation box where you put a question, in an annotation box, put a question mark next to ideas that challenge your comprehension or raise questions in your mind, and then write down that question in the annotation box. So that's what you will be doing. Please, annotation is a really simple grade, so please make sure you are doing it. Last is our icebreaker activity. Unfortunately, I know you remote kids will not be working in groups, but this is what we're doing today. We are working in groups. What you're supposed to do, I'm going to go to this activity here. If you click here, so this is where you'll read and annotate. So again, this is the boss link. You click on it, it'll take you to the article, and then this is the link for the worksheet, which looks like this. Okay. And what you're going to do is, when you think about traveling, we often think of traditional ways of getting around: cars, buses, trains, planes. Think outside the box as you discuss the prompt with a small group. So maybe you can find somebody at home that would like to talk about it with you. For example, consider traveling by camel or using snowshoes. What are some other creative ways you could travel? What interesting or unique modes of travel would enable you to see the things around you in a different way? And what might you learn? So as you're brainstorming with your group, you're going to make a list of your ideas. You're going to think about what makes each of them traveling interesting and unique, and what you might see when you see and learn when you're traveling that way. So if you're having any kind of problems, maybe simplify your words, look at some synonyms, and talk to anybody around you to help get some ideas going. After you've done 4 or 5 ideas, decide on which one you think is your favorite. Then use that one to set a set of sentences frames like the one shown here. You're just going to fill in the blank with it. So to get off the beaten path, I would travel by blank. Traveling by blank would be interesting because, and then give your reason. Someone traveled by blank would see and learn new things, such as, what would they see and learn? So you're just kind of basically going to recopy that stem into your text box here and complete it in with what you decided. And that's pretty much it. It's just all of the slides just went through what I just talked about. So I think that's all we're going to talk about today. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Don't forget your essay is due today. So make sure you get it turned in on time so you can get full credit. I hope you have a good day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.